So, inspired by my cats this morning, I'm going to start on the floor on all fours. Now, if you have the space, like I have some space here, then we're going to come onto all fours and start to move and crawl around. And if you don't have the space, if you're in a bedroom or something, then find what we're looking for here is to warm up the spine, is to warm up the spine, is to really say hello to our bodies. But if you have the space, begin to crawl around slowly. As though you were a cat stalking its prey, or a tiger. So you're beginning to move around. And as you start to move around, crawling on all fours, in whatever space you have, feel the movement through your spine, so that there's a sort of cross movement happening as you move one of your arms or one of your paws forward. You can feel how that translates all the way through your back body, through your spine. You can even let your head drop here and sort of move side to side as you crawl around. If this is hard on your knees, you can always come back into a folded leaf or a child's pose and give yourself a little rest. You can even come onto your toes a bit, or just adjust or modify. Now, as you continue to do this, and again, you can let your head drop, you can let your head go side to side. As you continue to move around rather cat-like, see if you can let your breath come into the mix. So a breath is going to come in as one of your arms or paws comes up, and as that contacts the ground, the breath sighs out through the mouth. And perhaps, as you continue to do this, as one arm or paw comes up, it's the opposite knee that comes to the ground. So that's where you can really feel that cross movement through your spine. And for those of you just joining and having no idea what we're doing, this is season 2 of Tiger King. And we are making a break for it. So breath coming out, releasing out. Now, this time breath comes in as the hand and the knee come up, and as they reach the floor, you sigh out on vibration. And now, letting that go, relaxing back into a folded leaf as you sigh. And then relax here for a moment. Let your belly drop between your thighs. Let your head rest on either the ground or your crossed forearms. And then coming back up onto all fours, and because I'm noticing that that was quite a lot on my knees, quite a lot on my legs. Extend one of your legs out behind you, and then easily let a sigh of vibration as you shake out that leg behind you. Shake the vibrations of sound out through that leg and out through that foot. And bring that leg down to the ground. Extend the other leg out behind you and shake the sound out of that leg. Bring that knee back down to the ground. And now, let's come onto the side, into a semi-fetal position. Take a moment here. Sleeping cat. See if you can let the sense of your voice, the sense of your vibrations drop down to somewhere underneath your navel, maybe an inch or two beneath your navel. And let the sound bubble up from that very deep central place. And then let yourself come now onto your back. Let your legs extend for a moment, straight out from your hip sockets. And if this causes you any discomfort, then you can of course bend your knees. But for a moment, if you can, let your legs come straight out from your hip sockets. And let your arms come down by your sides. And take a moment to feel what all of that expression as the tiger, as the cat, as the crawling animal, what that did for you. See how that opened and softened your back, your arms. And now take a moment to let all of that release and relax into gravity. And feel the bits of your body that are in contact with the floor. And maybe imagine for a moment that rather than lying on your floor, in your imagination you are lying on a warm, sandy beach. And that warm, sandy beach is the perfect temperature for you, whatever that is. And you can make it your own private beach island getaway, or maybe there are other people there. But imagine that the sun is shining, you can feel the warmth underneath you. And as you bring your attention down to your feet, you can feel the bits of your heels that have sunken into that sandy beach. And you picture that your ankles are being supported by a little mound of warm sand. And you can feel the backs of your calves sunken into the sand. And you can feel underneath your knees that there's another pillow of sand cradling and supporting. And because you have those pillows of sand supporting the joints of your knees and your ankles, you can let the muscles of your legs, your lower legs and feet, soften even more into the beach. And then you feel whatever you can feel of your thighs, of your upper legs, dropped into the earth, into the beach. You can feel your buttocks sunken, probably quite deeply into the sand. And then you picture that there's a rather large pillow of sand cradling and supporting your lower back. And because you have that support, you can let the muscles of the lower back, the muscles of the pelvis, the muscles in the buttocks, they can all soften and release, and the thighs as well. And then you feel whatever you can feel of your back ribs, of your shoulders, of the backs of your arms, or whatever parts of your arms are in contact with that warm sandy beach. You can feel them softening more into the sand. Anywhere you don't feel the contact, you can imagine that there's little pillows of sand supporting you. And then scan up into your neck and picture maybe it's a medium-sized pillow of sand supporting your neck spine, your cervical spine. And because of that support, your throat can relax, your neck can relax. You can really let your head sink heavily into the beach. And you can give over to this warm, tropical beach getaway. And now imagine that warm sun in the sky above you. The warmth of that sun is softening the muscles, the whole front of your body really. And that warmth you can feel on the top of your skull and on the front of your face, and it sends warmth and relaxation through your face. Your jaw relaxes, your tongue relaxes. That spreads warmth and relaxation through your throat, through your chest, down through your arms. And that warmth from the sun warming the front of you warms your belly, which can soften. The front of your pelvis can soften. The fronts of your legs and knees, the fronts of your shins, the ankles and the feet and the toes even, can soften from the warmth of the sun, and it can relax even more. Take a moment to feel that in your body. Feel the warmth, the softness, maybe more of a sense of openness through your body. Maybe imagine that you're lying underneath a palm tree or a coconut tree, and maybe there's a little mischievous monkey in the branch above you, and they're quite friendly, but that mischievous monkey has strings attached to your kneecaps, and as they tug on the right knee string, it floats your right knee up, dragging your right foot until it's flat on the floor of the beach. And take a moment to notice that the right side of your pelvis might be a bit more in contact with the floor than the left side, or even bits of your lower back. And of course by floor, I mean that warm, sandy beach. And then that mischievous monkey tugs on the left knee string, and it floats your left knee up, dragging your left foot along the beach till your left foot is flat and your left knee is bent. And feel that the left side of your pelvis and your lower back is probably a bit more in contact with that beach now. Take a moment to let your lips soften and part. And imagine that you can hear the gentle lapping of the ocean waves. Coming in towards the beach, maybe even kissing your toes. And then just as it comes in, it goes back out into the ocean. And there seems to be a moment of nothing where the waves aren't happening. And then again, another little wave of water comes and kisses your toes. And then it gets drawn back out to the sea. And you notice this rhythm of the ocean waves, which is irregular. Not every wave is the same. And you begin to notice your own breath rhythm. That it's very much like that ocean rhythm. Seeing if you can tap into that tidal exchange of your natural breath rhythm now. And seeing if you can let the outgoing breath come to the lips on a loose, sloppy F sound. So it really begins to have that tidal, almost that tidal sound. And if you'd like, you can flop a hand onto your middle so you can feel that tidal exchange of breath coming in and out through your mouth. And now, just like that surprising bigger wave of ocean water, you feed in the impulse for a deep down sigh of relief on breath. And you go back to that natural tidal breath rhythm. And one more time, you feed in the impulse for a deep down sigh of relief on breath. And then you go back to that gentle tidal exchange. And now that mischievous monkey in the tree above you is feeling rather playful. And they decide to drop a coconut from that tree down to the beach. And they're not aiming for you, they're just having playtime. So as that coconut drops to the beach, it lands on the beach with a definite thud. And so now let your sound vibration drop into you like a coconut dropping to the beach. Huh. Huh. And then 2 coconuts. Huh, huh. Huh, huh. And now maybe it's gotten a little bit later in the day and the fishies or the dolphins are starting to come and leap out of the waters to catch their evening meal of insects, if that's what they would eat. And so as you imagine those little fishies jumping, leaping up out of the water, let your sound vibration just leap out of you. Huh. Ha ha. Ha ha. And so feeling that difference between the coconuts dropping in, ha ha, and the fishies leaping up and out, ha ha. And so now I'll give you a thought pitch frequency with my voice, and on a double touch of sound, you can alternate between those 2 images. So the image of the coconuts dropping into you onto the beach, and the fishies leaping up and out of you. And you can start with either one of them. So in dialogue with me, ha ha, 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 ha ha. And now letting those images go, feeding in a sigh as if a wave of ocean vibration washes over you. And this time feeding in that ocean wave of vibration and letting your arms and legs stretch out. And then floating your legs up and over your belly, letting your knees drop to one side, let your head and neck gently drop to the other, arms outstretched to a T, so you come to a diagonal stretch on whatever side strikes you, whatever side floats your boat. And picturing on this island, your beach getaway, that there are not just the ocean, but rivers that cut through this island, providing fresh water to all of the plant and animal life. And as you sigh through, picturing that river of sound coming through your torso from the hip socket nearest the ground to the opposite shoulder. And then taking a moment to catch the waters of that river on your lips. So you'll bring your lips together on a hum, tasting those delicious fresh waters on your lips for a moment before releasing back out. And maybe even picturing in the riverbed of your torso that the river is alive with plants and fish and marine life. So you can picture all of the life in the vibrations of you. And now fluttering those watery vibrations through your lips, letting your knees come up and over to the other diagonal stretch. Letting yourself relax here, knees as high up towards the belly as is comfortable. And if you want to have whatever, so if you're on the right side, you can let your right knee come atop your left knee, right hand, sorry, come atop your left knee. And if you're on the left side, your left knee can come on top your left hand, or your left knee, your left hand come atop your right knee for a bit more stretch. Picturing all that life force, that marine life, that the animal life, the plant life in your riverbed. fluttering through your lips, and let your knees come up and over your belly. Bring your hands now atop of your knee. So right hand on your right knee, left hand on your left knee, and then shaking the vibrations out as you shake your knees in and away from your belly. And as you do this, let your head gently rock from ear to ear. One more time, bringing your lips together to taste the vibrations from that river. And now extend your legs up into the sky, and it's okay if your legs don't go straight. If they do, that's great too. But you can bring your hands either onto the inner crooks of your thighs or on the outside, whatever makes most sense in your body. But imagine on this island that there's an active volcano. And as you start to feel the rumbling from deep within the earth of that active volcano, you're going to shake the vibrations up and out your legs. You actually don't even need your hands here. You can even let your hands drop. But if you need to have your hands there, let them. See if you can let your hands drop to the sides. And then shake the vibrations, that volcanic energy, up through your legs and out through your feet. And one more time. And the volcano has calmed. Let your heels drop to your thighs, but feet still up off the ground. And then just wibble wobble your lower legs off of your thighs. Let your feet drop flat to the floor, knees bent. Take a moment to just gently loosen your pelvis. So maybe you gently start to rock your pelvis from your heels to your head. Maybe you start to roll your pelvis around in a circle. Just feeling that my pelvis and my lower back need a little bit of a loosening. So take a moment to just loosen that however you need to. In fact, what we can do is let your pelvis come up off the ground a few inches, and then let's bounce the sound out from our pelvis as if we're trying to appease the gods of the volcano to calm and to go back to sleep. And then lay your pelvis down. Take a moment now to bring your fingers into your jaw, a gentle massage of your jaw muscles. And what is this on our private island? Maybe this is finding a key to a secret crypt. I've been playing a lot of Tomb Raider recently. And you're finding the keys into the entrance of the crypt. So your fingers are unlocking the door to the tomb that's full of the treasures. Let that go. Bring your hands to your jaw, feet in a sigh from that deep volcanic energy, that ocean energy, up and over the roof of your mouth, and shake your jaw loose. And then bringing your knees back up over your belly. Now is the time that you can bring your hands onto the inner parts of your thighs and extend your right leg out to the side. And it's okay if it doesn't go straight. And I feel quite a bit of tension in my hamstrings. My hamstrings are quite tight here. So yawning your throat open as you flex your foot and point the foot. Flex the foot as you yawn in. Point the foot as you sigh out. Flex that foot as you yawn in. Point that foot as you sigh out. Let that heel drop back in. And then extend the other leg out to the side. And if you know how to breathe in and out on a whispered ka, then breathe in on a whispered ka as you flex your foot, out on a whispered ka as you point your foot. But if you've never heard those words in your life, then yawn in as you flex your foot, and sigh out through your mouth as you point your foot. And as you yawn in or breathe in on the ka, think of that breath. Picture that breath coming in through the whole leg, like your leg is a big open throat, and coming into your hip socket. And out. And in. And out. And in. And out. And let that heel drop in. Wiggle wobble your feet if you need to. Give them a little shake into you if you need to. And now you're going to breathe in as you extend the right foot, and as you sigh out, stretch and relax your tongue as you point and flex that foot. So it will be and now in dialogue with me, other leg. Other leg. And you can either yawn in or breathe in on the whispered ka, up to you. And to start to help loosen the neck a bit, let your neck or head drop from side to side as you do this. Hug your knees into your belly, and then loosely shake your knees in and away from you as you loosen the middle of your tongue. Let your knees and your torso now fall to the side. So you're in a semi-fetal on whatever side you like. Ha ha ha. Now, you're going to let your feet start to move away from your body, towards your back. You stay on your side. Your arms come up above your head until you're in a big stretch on your side like a banana. So your feet have come towards your back body, your legs have moved towards your back body, your arms have come up over your head towards your back, and if you don't know what I'm doing, you have no idea what I'm doing, just look at me. You're in a big banana stretch. And you can feel that stretch through your whole front body. And then relax back to the semi-fetal. And then again, let your feet move away from you. Your arms come over your head. You stay on your side until you're in a big banana stretch. And either yawn in and out at the top of that, or breathe in and out on a whispered ka. And then relax back to the semi-fetal. And one last time, coming into that banana stretch, stretching your whole front body, and breathe in and out, or yawn in and out on a whispered, or yawn in and out at the top, or in and out on a whispered ka. Relax back to the semi-fetal. Now you can either yawn in or breathe in on a whispered ka. That's going to take you into the banana stretch. At the top of that stretch, call a high on sound vibration. So it will be something like this. Hi! And you can wave to some other islander or some other person that's sharing the island with you. Hi! And then relax back to the semi-fetal. And now you'll breathe in on the whispered ka, or you can just yawn in. That brings you into the banana stretch. Call a high on sound vibration, and then you'll stretch and relax your tongue to make sure it's out of the way. So the whole thing will be something like this. Hi, hi. Hi. Back to the semi-fetal. Hi. Back to the semi-fetal. And this time as you loosen your tongue, come up and over to the other semi-fetal. And right from there, breathing in on the ka, into the banana stretch. At the top of that stretch, call a high on sound vibration and stretch and relax your tongue twice. Hi. And now, just to get the joints a little bit looser, as you call a high and stretch and relax your tongue, you can circle your ankles and circle your wrists to get a bit more space in those ankles and wrists. Hi. Back to the semi-fetal, last time. Hi. Relax back to the semi-fetal. Gently come onto your hands and knees. Take a moment to relax back into a folded leaf for a bit. And gently come and sit up on your knees. Or if this is not comfortable for your knees, just sit cross-legged for a moment. Ha. Take a moment to check in. Ha. Ha. Take a moment to see how you feel now. Ha. And say, I feel. And then you'll say, I feel, and whatever it is that you feel right now. I feel bright. That's our warm-up for today. Thanks everybody who joined, and I'll be back again tomorrow, Friday, at 8 a.m. Eastern for another warm-up. Have a great day. Take care, everyone.